I did a little bit of tanning since the last time
We had a little, Joe's son
Yeah.
pointed out. Joe's son and my son both are behind the scenes. They do we do this idiot stuff talking. They do the smart stuff by editing and filming and soon mixing because I don't know what I'm doing over here neither. But Joe's son mentioned, Dad, you look like a white jelly bean.
Yeah.
So we made.
Now I look like a peak jelly bean.
Yes, you do. So we made the lighting adjustments. So if you see that Joe is actually a human and not an alien.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were criticizing Martin Luther King, and
Yeah.
then kicked me out of their tent. Said basically, don't come back. I mean, of course I'm going to go there again
Oh,
next
yeah.
year, and probably this year we'll take a camera with us.
Yeah.
And we'll take that up there. But
You could do like a hidden camera, like the.
oh no,
Yeah.
we want it seen.
Yeah.
Back to Trump. One thing we got talking about it, but we get sidetracked every time we start talking about something. But about the wall. What is your opinion on the wall? When I asked what Trump's done wrong, let's build a wall.
Well, I think, we have all these people streaming across our border because of our policies, If we didn't have all the bad policies, and, two things that, because, and it's like people say about a wall will stop them, but 1,000-mile walk won't. If I said, would you rather walk 1,000 miles with your family or get to the other side of that wall? Whoa. You had a choice. Which one would you do? I'd rather try and climb the wall than walk 1,000 miles,
I don't see it as. I think it sends a message. Obviously. Holy shit.
So does the post office.
I understand.
No.
But I think that will send a message quickly.
Well, yeah, right, yeah. That's a great point. And it might not get tossed in a bag in the river somewhere, I mean, under a viaduct or something,
But
But here's the thing. Two things that would make you want to. Okay, you have a disincentive to stay there because it's crap. You're run by drug cartels with weapons that we gave them.
Let me tell you, I support the wall. Joe don't. Yeah. It's not. If I lived in Mexico, Joe, I'd be coming here. I'm telling you, I would be coming here because not to rape women, not to steal, not a better life for my family. I don't blame them for that.
Right.
My thing is, let's do it legal. Let's not do it illegally. I have no problem with immigrants. I have a problem with illegal immigrants and our welfare state, which I know federally we don't do nothing. But state.
So what you're saying is you would like the type of people that come into this country, the type of people that would learn to stand in line for a handout from the government and for their permission slip. Get in line and do like you're told, wait for your permission slip and then come here. And that's the type of people we want. We don't want the type of people that say, you know what, my family's starving and you know what, we're going to get off our butt and we're going to go do something.
But Joe, can I go to Mexico? Will Mexico let me come into their country and have my babies there and give me food and give me a place to live and educate my family? Will Mexico allow me to do that?
I don't know.
No, they won't. They won't. Will any other country do that? I feel like we're a joke.
Oh, we are.
I feel like we're a joke to other nations. And you're right. It's policies. It's policies, but how do we change these policies?
And I've had this argument with people before, and they're like, You know, we shouldn't be bringing them in here and subsidizing everything and paying them. No, we shouldn't. But you're saying we should do that to regular citizens? I should take money out of your check and hand it to regular citizens?
Totally against socialism.
So those two things cause people to, one, we screwed up that area down there. And two, we'll pay you if you come here. If you stop those, we'll have a border just like we have with Canada. They won't be crossing.
Does it have anything to do with Mexico's policies, though? I mean, how crooked their government is? Come on.
You know, I like.
Can we blame the United States for Mexicans wanting to come here for a better life? I mean, we can't take in everybody. We can't. You believe we can take in everybody?
Not all at once.
But eventually we could leave Mexico, no population. We could just bring them all up to the United States.
Well, it's the way competition works. If everybody from your country is leaving, it's like, you know what, we got to do something.
Do we? Do we have to do something? Because I don't see the Mexican government, and I don't know Mexican politics. I don't even know.
Do you remember when it was a editorialist in Chicago newspaper? I'm not sure which one, but it was kind of funny because he I busted up. He said the problem with Mexico is it's run by Mexicans.
We will not be using that.
He got fired for that. I was like, oh, that's funny. You know, but the problem with Americans is run by Americans. You know, it's
we
You know, I heard that on the radio. I cracked up. I was like, oh.
My buddy, he's a multi-millionaire. Worked his way up from nothing. And I think that's what's great about America is you can be nothing. And if you want to be something, if you got the drive and the idea and the timing's right, because the timing and the idea got to be exact. I mean, wasn't it Bill Gates and someone else that said, hey.
Oh, no, that was Bill Gates and Warren Buffett when they were speaking to a bunch of college kids. I think it was Warren Buffett's.
Because if Bill Gates had his idea back in the 1820s,
right,
what good would that have been?
It was a student asked him about philanthropy, about giving away to people and stuff, and Warren Buffett said, "You have to." He says, he said, "We happen to have all the right cards."
Some of the loopholes for taxes.
Yeah. No, he said, "We got all the right cards." He said, "We got the time card, we got the talent card, we got, the financing card." He said, "We had everything we needed to be successful." He said, he said, him and Bill Gates had just got back from China. He said, you could be Albert Einstein and working in the rice field. You're not worried about winning the Nobel Prize for physics or anything.
Yep.
You're 90% or more of what you're worried about is survival.
Yep.
Because they don't have the other cards.
Yep.
He might have the brilliant genius card, but he doesn't have the food card, you know.
And you believe that a lot of their success was where they were born. In the, I hear a lot of people say, we know the slogan, make America great again. I mean, have you heard?
No, I haven't heard that.
Oh, you haven't? Never heard that? Okay. Dick.
No.
And then I hear people say, well, it was never great.
Oh, yeah. And some of them have walked that back. It's like, well, I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, what do you mean? It's not great?
Yeah.
You know what? Go to Iran. Go to Iraq. Go to another country and tell me America ain't great. If you want to be something, you can be something. I know everybody's dealt a different hand. You and I were dealt different hands in life.
Yeah.
You and I probably have different ideas of what success is.
Everybody does.
My idea of success for my kids is if you have a family, have a job, an honest job, and you work and you support your family and you're taking care of yourself and your family, you're successful. That's my idea of success. Now, hey, if you want to chase money, you want to chase a career, more power to you. But
And I think
more,
everybody's definition of success is probably fluid too.
yeah, I mean, I am more content with my life now. I don't know if that has to do with age than I ever was. And it's funny because the world around me is in more turmoil than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And do you remember the United States in your lifetime ever being like this? Or do you think it was just ignorance? We just didn't know it was always this bad.
Well, yeah, it's different. And it depends.
How so?
Everything is different. I mean, I remember there's people say like, oh, kids these days, they're terrible. Back when I was a kid, kids were great. And there's a quote, and it says something about, oh, kids talk back to their parents. Kids, they're disobedient. They, do what they want, and on and on and on. And it was a quote by Aristotle back like 300 BC. It's like, whoa, do you think? It cracks me up. It's like, I think kids these days have always been bad. Whatever the year it is, thousands of years, it's the kids these days. Yeah. When I was a kid, they were great. So yeah, I mean things change, but
due to technology, or due to knowledge, or due to
it's you change, but you don't realize it.
Because it's
when
subtle.
I was a kid, I was good, but now kids won't listen when I tell them. It's. Kids are good today too.
So, my question to you is, can you change, how many things in policies and politics and have you changed just in the last, I don't know, 10 years?
And when you say change,
you just did a 180. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, you mean my beliefs? You mean?
Yeah, I mean politically.
I thought you meant like
economically.
Like tell me about some of the bills you've passed. Like,
no,
I mean,
nothing that you've changed as far as passing bills or anything like that.
I think the only change I have made or can make is to try to change other people's minds. That's why I will put out a little, this is what I feel, and then go to battle for it. And oftentimes I get beat up,
Do you feel like you have to be the punching bag?
At times I accept that.
So you're telling me that the shouting over people and not listening to ideas don't work? Because it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, okay, we're talking about the wall. If you went by mainstream media, you would think that no one at all wanted the wall in the United States. Would you, or would you? You would think, if you just listen to mainstream media, you would think everybody in the United States hated Trump. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Except for the smelly Walmart shoppers.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Everybody hates Trump. Do you believe that's true? Do you think the majority?
As much as I believe that it's a 98% chance that Hillary Clinton's going to win the election.
Yeah, exactly.
And as the minute Donald Trump is elected, the stock market is going to crash and be worth nothing. Our money's not going to be worth anything. There'll be people burning stacks of $100 bills in the street just to stay warm. The Clinton Foundation is going to close, and millions of people will die all over the world. The world's going to catch on fire by the year 2012.
And we have 12 We
Yeah.
have
By-
12
yeah.
years to fix the climate change.
By the year 2012, there won't be any ice at either of the poles.
Who was that? Was he in politics?
Oh, Al
Gore.
Gore.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Is that now
Yes.
my side? I'm the asshole right now because people are watching this going, "Oh my God, he's racist. He wants to put up a wall." You know better than that. I'm not a racist. What I want is, oh, he's for separating families. He wants to take. Well, listen. If you go to prison, Joe, if you break the law, and
You mean
they
like sitting on a bus seat when you're not allowed to, like Rosa Parks?
Oh, here we go. The difference between Rosa Parks and an illegal alien is she was a citizen of the United States. That's why that was wrong.
Yeah.
They were going by her color of skin,
Well,
and
no,
she was a citizen of the
My
United
point
States.
is that right and wrong has nothing to do with legal and illegal. Nothing to do with it.
But right and wrong doesn't affect the fact that we can't help everybody all at once. We can't help everybody.
We shouldn't be helping anybody
Hey,
as a government. As a government.
And that's
Yes.
that's what has been my argument. My argument, Joe, is if we got rid of the welfare state, bring them on. Bring them on because you know what? They're going to help the economy. I know plenty of Hispanic people. I've worked with them. They've worked for me. That some of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. They don't.
And you know, it's not a, there's a little slice in your DNA that if you're Mexican, you want to pick lots of cabbage for nothing.
Yeah, no.
It's, and if your skin is a little bit whiter, you don't have the urge to pick cabbage.
No.
It's a matter of starving.
You do what you have to do to take
Yes.
care of your family. And that's what we've all done it. How many jobs have you done? Even as you've grown to an adult, we've all done jobs.
That's my point. Is that though, if we,
I know you stock groceries. Was that a great job to have? You make big money doing that?
I didn't know I stocked groceries.
Didn't you work at Lakeside?
Oh no, Lakeshore Wholesale.
Yeah.
I threw a lot of boxes on the shelves and things like that and stuff.
Okay,
and,
so
I
you
I worked in a warehouse.
Okay, so you stopped.
I worked at a truck stop, a restaurant.
What'd you do there?
$2 an hour.
You got rich then.
$2 an hour.
Top 1%.
I bussed tables.
1%er.
Yeah, I'd bust tables and did any dirty little job they told me to.
Why? Because you wanted money?
And actually, it wasn't so much money, but it was a path forward. If I didn't start somewhere,
You weren't going to start.
right, and I knew that I could not start out at $5 an hour, $8 an hour. I had to start out at $2 an hour to demonstrate that I was valuable. So I took a lot of garbage for nothing. When, and at the time too, time after time after time, they would call me in, they would hire a new person. Partway through their shift, they would leave.
Yep.
Probably not even tell anybody.
Yep.
Sneak out the back door and get in their car and leave. It's like, well, there's dishes piling up everywhere. Call Joe. And I would come in.
Yep.
Sometimes people would work one day and not show up the next day. Quick, call Joe.
Well, that sounds like a job that Americans wouldn't want to do.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you come into this country, and listen to me, if you come into this country and you're willing to work, I don't care if it's for $10,000 a year or $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
If you're adding to the fabric of our society and adding to better, you want to be part of this experiment that we call America, I'm all for you to come do it. I think it's great. There's, like you said, there's something wrong with our procedure of getting them here. I understand that. But you can't just say, okay, we have no borders and anybody can come in at any time. I don't want to bring up 9/11. I know we have different views on 9/11. You and I have different views than a lot of people that would be watching. we're pretty much on the same page as far as 9/11. Uh, we're both on the same page about what we believe about the government.
No, I would agree with you that you don't want right now tens of thousands of people streaming across the border.
Well, no, because it's hard enough to.
But you can't all at once. And I would also agree that you have to screen, because you don't want, say, look, we can't keep these axe murderers in a cell anymore. We can't afford it. Let's sneak them across the border.
Yeah.
You got to stop stuff like that. But you know.
But here's my thing. It's been going on so long, and everybody acts like it's just Trump. Now, Obama was against illegals.
Oh,
And you go all the way back. It's just like putting the, and I'm just using this for an example, putting the embassy for the United States in Jerusalem. How many presidents have promised to do that and failed to? But Trump did.
Probably not even just they failed to, but they didn't intend to in the first place.
Exactly, but Trump did.
Yeah.
They did what they had to do to get the Judeo-Christian vote, and once they had it...
And, you know, I think that's part of the wall, is he said he would, so he has to now. I think...
Do you think he's like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't...
No, I think he's, you know what, I have to do what I said, whether I agree with it or not.
So you believe that the wall would do no good whatsoever?
Did you ever see that video by Charlie LaDuff, Trapped in America?
I can guarantee I didn't.
Trapped in America? You should see it. Because they have a wall right now. Hundreds of miles long. You know that, right?
I know we have sections of
No,
wall.
we have a mile that's hundreds of miles long that was voted for, and that people like Barack Obama, Senator Barack Obama, and I think like Chuck Schumer and but a lot of these, I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna be careful throwing out names, but there's a whole list of Democrats that voted for it and even spoke for it. I think I don't know if Joe Biden was one of them.
Let's be careful on who we tag
Right.
on this. But we know
yeah.
Democrats.
Creepy uncle.
Listen,
But I
both political parties, I'm going to tell you right now, speak out of both sides of their mouths. They do. They work for the same lobbyists. They work for the same people.
But what happened with this wall? They couldn't run it right down the river. So they ran it inland. And they cut a bunch of Americans off. We have American citizens on the south side of the border, the south side of the wall. They're on the north side of the river, the south side of the wall, and they're trapped in there. That's why the video is Trapped in America.
Wow.
And they complain about the drug people coming through there. One lady's like, I get a dog, they kill it. I get a dog, they kill it. I get a dog, they kill it.
She should probably stop getting dogs.
Yeah. Or, get the unwanted ones,
Get one that don't bark.
Yeah. Let's see, I can pay the vet to euthanize my dog, or I could give it to this lady.
Well, here's my deal, and we're going back to what we were talking about before, is where's the Mexican government's responsibility in all this? I mean, these people aren't just, listen, if you think it's just, and stop me if I'm wrong from telling them this, if you think that it's just Mexicans coming into the United States.
I know it's not.
Oh no, it's Guatemalans, it's people from way down below Mexico.
And that's why they were wanting.
But why aren't
They
the
were wanting the
Mexicans
Mexicans
coming in? Hey, you have a border too.
Yeah.
You are a sovereign.
A much smaller border.
Yeah, I mean.
It's not 1,000 miles wide.
So, do you think maybe we should pay? It'd be cheaper to pay for us to pay for them a wall. Would that work for you?
I've heard they have one, but I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard there is a wall there.
They didn't pay for it though, huh?
Yeah, they had America pay for it.
Oh, did they?
They built a wall. Yeah.
Now, having Mexico pay for a wall, I think, is ridiculous. Even staying that, I think that was how can you make a promise that Mexico, hey, we're going to punish poor people more, either way you do it, you're punishing the people of Mexico that obviously are going to stay in Mexico, because the citizens are going to end up paying. Any money that the government has is the citizens' money. Am I wrong there?
Oh no, they took it from the.
I mean, they took it
Yeah.
from the citizens. Your money, I forgot where the cutoff is, Joe. Where is that? May? That everything you make up till May, like 5th, is all taxes?
And you know, yeah, something like that. But the thing of it is too is that's out of your income.
Yeah.
When you figure all the taxes built into
Oh.
products, all the sales tax, all the licenses, fees,
Now, where
on
do-
and on and on, about half of what you make.
Goes into taxes.
Yes.
So my question is what's different today with a government 20 miles away than it was back in 1700s with a government 5,000 miles away?
Yeah, and that's a saying too. Is that they would rather have a head of government, one government 2,000 miles, or one politician 2,000 miles away instead of 2,000 1 mile away.
Yeah. And that's my point. Where do we stand as far as, I know the argument was taxation without representation, but is the average American being represented in the aspect that the founding fathers meant for them to be?
No, not at all. When it's like we were saying before about they're when they pass laws that my kids, they can file bankruptcy even though I can pay for their college.
Yeah.
In fact, the lobbyists will pay for the college for me, or even the. And the colleges will let them in and put them on sports programs. Yeah. As long as they're politicians or actors or actresses. Yeah. So we really don't need it, but yeah, we'll let our kids file bankruptcy too.
Yeah. Well, the game's rigged. We already know the game's rigged.
Yeah.
We already know.
So when you're saying they don't represent us, no, they don't.
When did that end? And what can the libertarians, as a libertarian, what can the libertarians do about that? What's the answer?
Well,
are you not the one in the party to ask that question? Do we need to bring somebody else in and ask them?
I mean, it would take a lot of libertarians. To
tell me what would.
I would say start taking laws away, because if you think about, was it Joe Donnelly was voted, or he was considered to be the least effective senator because he passed the least amount of laws. I'm yeah.
Well, and here's the thing: it's already illegal, and this is what I don't understand about mainstream America, I guess is what you would call it, is why, and I don't even think it's mainstream. I think that most people think like me. I don't think
anybody thinks like you.
You know what I mean. Yeah. As far as I know people hate Trump.
Yeah.
I know people hate the idea of the wall. Do people really want illegal aliens to cross the border free willy-nilly? Do they? Do you think that's what they want?
I don't know. And when you say people, you mean, are there some people that think that?
I know there's some people that think that. I think, here's what I think. I think they're good people. I think the people that think, yes, we have to help, that's what we're known for. The United States has always helped.
But the problem is we got to help them with your money,
And that's the point, Joe, is what I'm saying. I would rather pay for a wall that may be 2% effective than pay no attention at the south border, end up paying a whole hell of a lot more to support an illegal alien's family. I'm sorry. Whether it's right or wrong, first of all, it's wrong to take my money anyway.
So are you for individual property rights?
Yes.
So you think that this entire country belongs to the federal government?
No.
So when you're building a wall around it, then the entire country belongs to them.
Then my.
So either you're for property rights or you're a communist.
Wow.
So
I think I'm a far cry from a communist.
So you want to be a communist and build a wall?
I look shitty in gray.
Yeah.
So,
and does the color matter?
well, brown and grays.
Yeah.
It seems like that's all they get. That's the only material they get over in communist countries.
Yeah.
No, granted, see, you got me thinking, double thinking my position, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because, yes, it's a false sense of security. And I know what Benjamin Franklin said. I mean,
so yes, you're a communist.
no. Wow. No, I am not a communist. The thing is that I think it would be effective. I mean, we can bring up videos right now of them being behind a chain link fence. Thousands. I mean, we saw it today. I mean, the chain. But here's the thing. Those people that are standing behind that chain link fence are probably good law-abiding citizens because they're not climbing the damn fence. Them ones that are standing there waiting with their little kids, yeah, I feel terrible about them little kids. And yes, if I was there, I'd be like, bring them over here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's easy when you don't see it.
I believe a wall is a short-term fix.
But it is a fix for a short.
It's you know what the Maginot Line is?
I want to say yes because I don't want to sound dumb, but I don't.
In France, after World War II, France, we're not going to let them cross our border ever again. They dug massive underground structures they built, and they filled them full of armies. They're not coming across our border. We have armies. The entire border is underground armies. You can't cross that. Germany flew over it. They flew over, they dropped parachute, they secured, then they start flying planes in. Their whole army was dug in that line in barracks underground.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was my question. That was my next question. Should we be policing the world?
No. No, we should not.
Should our boys be in Korea right now? In South Korea?
No.
The war's not over.
No. Right? It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it over?
Have you looked right now? I've seen pictures of North and South Korea dismantling checkpoints, and they're going through and they're removing all the landmines in the DMZ.
Since when?
You know, it was a.
Since when?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know it's taking place right now.
Who's been communicating with?
It's not in the mainstream news. You got to look for it. The last article I saw was in a VFW magazine.
Does this have anything to do with Trump negotiating?
Yeah.
What a terrible ass that would want peace.
But you don't want to put that on the news. It amazes me because you remember when the Berlin Wall went down because there were parties and the whole world was woo.
Yeah.
Now nobody even knows that the wall's down between the two countries.
Do we have?
The South has invested much as the money in the railroads to connect the railroads.
Do we have to have an enemy? Do we have to have somebody to hate? As Americans, I mean, I'm going to tell you what. 9/11, I was out there, bombed them sons of bitches. God, we didn't even know who they were. We still don't. I'm sorry.
That's why that was done.
I want to bomb these son of a bitches. Kill them. Kill whoever you got to kill. We got to repay them.
That's the world bankers that poke these guys with a stick and poke these guys with a stick and poke these guys.
Joe's putting on his foil hat.
Foil hat. That's why I got that bare spot back there.
It's rubbing it. So, Are we feeding into hatred? Is Trump a hate monger? Does he hate Mexicans? What do you?
No.
So, is he feeding the white nationalists
He's playing the role
of?
whatever he has to get stuff done.
Okay, so I'm talking to a libertarian
Yeah.
right now. Proud libertarian. I mean,
Oh yeah,
every
without
time-
a doubt, without.
Wi-
Oh, I thought I had my libertarian shirt on, but I had that on yesterday. Yes.
yeah, you had it on when we had our meeting about
Yes.
today.
Yes.
My question is the United States, wall or no wall, is it better off because of Trump
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Is that hard to say as a libertarian?
No.
Is he doing what a libertarian president would do?
I think the misinformation is there. You know, when
Yeah,
you watch
as far as
a
what-
lot of the
what's-
stuff.
we got to explain what you mean, because I may understand what you're talking about, but somebody else who don't
Well,
know anything
and you
about
might not
it.
understand what I'm talking about either.
And I probably
Yeah.
don't. So that's probably why I said we need to tell everybody else, because I probably don't.
It's
get
like
it.
I'm saying about North Korea and South Korea being united. Did you know that they were taking landmines out?
No, I have no clue.
You didn't know that they dismantled the checkpoints,
No,
and that the South was investing in the railroads so they can connect the railroads.
no.
Why not?
We wouldn't have someone to hate.
It's because they aren't putting that out there.
The good.
So what I'm saying is that libertarians might be like, well, you know, he's not doing any good because you don't have the information. You know what I'm saying? And the information that's put out there is maybe they take the bad points and they beat them up with them, and they just play them over and over and over, and so it looks like they outweigh the other points. But some of those points might be fake too, you know. But I mean, just like with banning the bump stocks, I think he's playing the role because he's thinking, look, this is a short-term thing, and I don't even care about it.
No.
People are going to scream and yell, but in the end, it's like whoever lasts the best.
I'm not sure how that saying goes, but it sounds good.
I'm not sure I said it right either, but he who laughs last laughs the best. So they're all laughing about Trump right now, but in the end,
How does
when
it go?
doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah,
It's gonna bother me now.
he who laughs last just got that joke. Yeah, he that laughs last is a little bit slower than everybody else.
Yeah.
See, you had that little delay there.
But
Yeah.
So, how does the Libertarian Party? How do you run against Trump? If he's doing the right things.
Well,
I mean, is that too hardball of a question? I mean,
No.
because you're gonna. Time's running up. It's time for campaign.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
how do you run against a Republican president, lifelong Democrat,
Yeah.
gets elected as a Republican
Yeah.
president, is probably one of the most conservative presidents we've had in how many years? How do you beat that?
Well, you say conservative. We're $22 trillion in debt. We're spending $1 trillion more a year than we bring in, and
All right, but I don't care who you
I mean,
bring
that's-
in.
yeah.
Joe, no matter who you bring in, you're not going to change that in one term, 2 terms. You're not going to change that.
I think
And
that's
to say Reagan did is a
well,
lie.
no. It's
To
like
say Bill Clinton did is a lie.
but it's like I told you, they played with the numbers. Over and over, they play with the numbers. They have the numbers. They play with the numbers.
Okay, but that ain't answering my question. My question is how do you beat Trump in an election? How do you beat the guy that even a libertarian says, hey, he's doing the right things. You may not
Well-
agree with everything he does, Joe.
But I would say most libertarians would say he's not doing the right things.
How? Are they going to be part of this game too? Because this is what I'm feeling with the Democrats. I think the Democrats are feeding off the Republicans' hate for the Democrats. I think that's where the division is that they do this ridiculous shit. All right? I mean, they say the most outlandish shit. We got to get rid of all the cows. Well, I didn't mean kill the cows. I mean, we got to come up with some food that don't give cows farts. And
Well,
we can live.
We could put charcoal filters on their butts.
We could court their assholes, but I mean, we have to get rid of jet planes.
Yeah.
We have to get rid of, we have to tear down all the
Every
skyscrapers.
building, not just skyscrapers, every
Yes,
house.
yeah, that's a must. They say this ridiculous bullshit, man, and put it down on paper. And I don't care if it's a rough draft or not, which it wasn't.
But you know what amazes me too?
That
Is
was written on paper.
my side said that, so I got to get behind it.
Stupid.
And the Republicans do that too.
I know. That's. I understand that.
Yes, ban bump stocks. What?
But my point is that I think they went so ridiculous on purpose, so that those who claim, because once you're a party member, you're a party member. Oh, fucking dare you talk about my party, blah, blah. And these people get behind it, and it's so ridiculous it pisses off of anybody with common sense that they feed on that, and I think it makes them think that it makes their side stronger. Where don't you think they went so far left that even people on the left are going, whoa,
Some of us said that.
freaking
Whoa.
hold on a minute.
Come back a little bit.
I mean, okay.
But you know what? This is interesting. I mean, you talk about the left and the right. Republicans and Democrats are on the left.
You know what?
The reason I
that.
say that is, if you have all-out communism on the left, and you have all-out liberty on the right,
Oh, most definitely.
then it's pretty close to the left.
Most definitely. I understand, but I'm talking about a two-party system
Yes.
where you only have two measures. I know you're a part of the Libertarian Party, and you're saying, hold on a minute.
No,
There's a third fucking party.
It is a two-party system because the other party's kept out.
It is.
You
But
know,
I think here's the
almost
thing.
all of the effort for the Libertarians every year is to get on the ballot. And they keep moving that goal as we get closer. You know, like I said, the Republicans.
So are you fighting a losing battle?
Well, no.
We're saying that with a lot of confidence.
There's a lot. It's one entire war, and there's a lot of little battles. We're losing some little battles, but we're winning some battles. I think we're winning more battles than we're losing.
All right.
So the entire push, I think we're winning in the long run.
And you got to look at it too. Like I said, I'm not a libertarian. I don't like to categorize myself because, like you said, we change.
Yeah.
We change every day. I don't like to pin myself somewhere.
I hope you change every day.
But the thing is
And wash.
I haven't found that to be a habit forming yet.
Yeah.
Shit, brain fart.
I just knocked that right out of your
You
head, didn't I?
did.
Yeah.
Dumbass. If
You say you don't like to be party or.
yeah, I don't like to be affiliated with a certain party because there's so much wrong in every one.
Yeah.
And like I said, we agree on so much, and the stuff we don't agree on to me isn't a big deal. I know some things like
Yeah.
the wall is a big deal to you. But I know that if a libertarian gets into the White House, if that were to happen, say, for some reason, shit fell apart for Trump, all right, which could happen. And I'm sorry, anybody who runs against the Democrats gonna fucking win. Because they are so stupid. I'm sorry, Democrats are stupid. I believe people that support the Democratic Party, normal people, not the politicians, but just average Joe, they're good people. I think they care about people. I think they, a lot of times, are misinformed.
Well, it's like either party. They're all good people, and when their party does something kind of stupid, they look the other way and they kind of forgive it because, well, that's the best we got. You know, it's
And I agree.
yeah, they raised my taxes again, but well.
But it all comes down to accountability, and we're held accountable,
and they're not.
and they're not.
Yeah.
And they work for us. But they're supposed to work for us, but it seems more and more we're working for them.
No, there's no doubt about that.
A libertarian is not going to get in the White House and get rid of the welfare state like that. You can't
That's why I
do
said.
it.
That's why I said one libertarian can't change it.
It just, it's not going to happen. I don't think. I believe that kids should take care of their parents. I also think the parents should have taken responsibility for themselves and had some type of retirement, some type of other than Social Security. You can't.
But it was taken from them, and we'll take care of your retirement money for you.
Exactly. But in itself is socialism because, I mean, it's in the name, Social Security.
There's no doubt about it, yeah.
Where do we start? Do we start with not government programs, but social programs where, you know, I know where you stand on religion. I don't want to get on into that right now. That's another show. But I feel, as a Christian, that if the churches were doing their job, there would be no need for welfare.
There's no doubt about that. You know,
I look at the Catholic Church.
you know what the Moose Lodge and the Elks Lodge and the Eagles, and that's what those were. They were community groups, and they know what they're, you know, it's not, look, I'm going to fill out and see how much, show how much I'm needy, and I'm going to send it to Washington, D.C. Someone's going to flip through a bunch of papers and like, oh yeah, because I see what that guy says, he needs money. We're going to give him money. It was your local groups. You belong to the Moose Lodge. They take care of their people.
And the thing is that it's if you need to be taken care of.
Right.
The Bible says.
It's like, well, he's kind of lazy.
The Bible says if you're lazy, you shall not eat.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to work, you're not going to eat. It's not your.
And that's, yeah.
Listen, Joe, it's not your problem. If I decide that I'm never going to work again, it's not your problem. Here's the problem, and I don't think it's a problem.
What were you saying about churches taking care of people? Yes, and other organizations.
But
Decentralized.
Here's where the buck stops. If you're going to talk it, walk it. If the churches were to do their job, there would be no need for any other social program. How much money are churches bringing in a year?
But
Christian churches, how much money?
But I think you're a little backwards. I think if the churches step up, we don't need help. No, it's, if we get the government out of it, the churches will step up.
Will they?
Yeah.
You believe they will?
I believe they did in the past. Not just churches, but I'm saying like other organizations, like I'm saying about the lodges and stuff like that. You helped your local people when you could see, now because the guy lives across the street from me, I can see he's having hard times. I know him, I know his family. And when the guy's getting a little comfortable on my handouts, because we're all chipping in to help the guy, it's like, okay, look, buddy, you need to step up yourself. You know,
So-
and that, and
So how do we change it? How do we change it? Do we go, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to take your taxes. I'm going to give your money to this individual. You're going to have a picture
yeah,
of him and his family,
Yeah.
where they live, and every dime that's spent, you're going to know what they spend it on. And here you go. This is the guy. This is who you're going to support.
I don't say make you give that.
But it's
no.
theft and it's robbery. It's taking my money at the point, at pistol point, saying, hey, you're going to give me your money to give to this guy because, hey, I have no problem.
Because I have to take care of him. It's my job
Yeah,
as a politician.
yeah.
I got to take care of that guy. So I
Yeah.
got to take some money from you.
Yeah, and listen, I'm
And I'll
not
give 'em-
against, I'm not against charity, but here's the thing. If I am a selfish, self-centered prick, that's my business. If I don't want to give anyone my money, that's my right.
Yeah.
But if you see a family, and that's where character comes in, is that if your neighbor's starving and you know it,
Clap your hands.
but the thing is that
No, oh no, that's
I believe Americans, for the majority, for the most part, are good people.
I say so too.
I
You
don't
can see that when they had the tsunami in the Indian Ocean. Money poured over there, you know.
And that's
Did you ever hear of the Cajun Navy?
No, I have
You ever heard of the Cajun Navy?
Are we talking like onion?
Yeah.
Cajun
Oh,
Navy?
no. Yeah.
No, I have never heard of the Cajun Navy.
When they have, right down there in the Delta in Louisiana, they have floods.
All
Right,
right,
that's
they
it. Yeah,
got a
yeah,
big
it's-
one here not too long ago, did they?
And then again, and again, and again. They've had many floods down there.
Yeah.
And they hate
You know why they had that flood?
water.
And George Bush hates black people.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Okay, go
They
ahead.
wouldn't have had it without that, yeah, but they hate FEMA down there.
Oh, I guarantee you
They
do.
hate 'em.
Police
They
them
hate
with
'em.
their trailers. I mean,
Yeah, but, you know, the stories from people I know that live down there. One,
let me interrupt real quick. Joe has an uncle,
Yeah.
I believe, that lives right on
and cousins, and yeah, right there.
the Delta itself. I mean, pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and they've had several floods. And what happens is, they're, you know, you're standing on your porch as the water's coming up. Here comes a FEMA boat. It's a 4-person boat by regulation, and they probably carry the regulation with them. And there's 3 FEMA workers in it. And they're like, stay there, we'll be back, don't move, like, you know. And here comes a Cajun Navy guy in his big fishing boat. Get in! And they drive you, and they have an app. It's like the Cajun Navy app, and I guess people that need help are in there, and they go around and they check the people off as they pick them up, so you don't waste no time. They were rescuing my relatives' neighbors' horses
Wow.
with their boats and stuff.
Out of the
And-
goodness of their
and
heart. They ain't
and
making no
FEMA's
money.
going around. Yeah, they're not making any money off that. And
It's
FEMA's-
costing them money.
when they had that flood or whatever, the last one in Alabama, the Gulf Coast or whatever, something like that, they were packing up their boats and headed over there.
But that's the point we're trying to get to, is that when Americans see people that are in need, money is no object.
Right.
We will
Bend over
give,
backwards, yeah.
and we're hated.
And what happened?
Why are
too
we
then-
hated?
Oh, yeah, I know. So then the other thing is, okay, so they pick these people up and they take them to like a church. And all the people around knew that there were a bunch of people that were just flooded out of their houses. They brought meals over there, cooked, put a big spread out. FEMA came in there. This is a FEMA site now. You're not eating that food. You're bringing this stuff we brought in our buckets here. You're eating the gruel, you know. And
Are you kidding
no,
me?
I am not. And they stopped them from eating that. My uncle ended up at the Knights of Columbus, and they would not let them pray before their meal. before they ate the stuff that was going to kill them, they couldn't pray about it. You know, I mean,
Wow.
you can't pray that you're not going to eat that. You know, that you're going to die from that meal.
Because
you know?
your family is. I mean, I know you're
Yeah.
not, but your family
Right,
is.
right. They're
very
religious,
very religious.
Yeah. So, and everybody there in the church, they wouldn't let them pray.
I imagine they were religious.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah. But even if they weren't, they were there.
Yeah.
You know. But
Well, I find it funny that when people are in need,
yeah.
that's where they go.